Hi, welcome to All About Mechanical Engineering. In the previous video, we have studied the first law of thermodynamics. Now, in today's video, we will study the application of first law of thermodynamics to a non-flow system undergoing a process. Now, we have various processes which are carried on a closed system. Out of those processes, for today's video, the topic of discussion is isochoric process, or also called as reversible constant volume process. So I have three diagrams here. This is the representation of the process, this is PV chart, and this is TS chart. Before going to this part, let us try to understand the definition of constant volume process. The process which is carried in such a way that the volume of the system remains constant throughout the process is called as constant volume process, or it is also called as isochoric process. So I have mentioned here volume equals to constant, so dV, that is change in volume, equals to 0. So this is the definition. Now coming to the representation part. Using this diagram, you will be having a clear understanding what is exactly happening during this process. So we have a cylinder and a piston arrangement containing certain amount of gas in it, and this piston is fixed, so it cannot move during the complete process. So this is the volume which is available inside this container, and this is the gas volume which is available. Now suppose we are supplying Q amount of heat to this system. During the heating process, obviously the pressure and temperature values are going to increase due to the supply of heat, but the volume is not going to change here throughout the process, and hence it is an example of constant volume process. So here on a PV diagram, this is our initial state before heating, and this is our final state after heating process. So this is 1 to 2. This line represents the process, that is constant volume process. As we are heating, the pressure is going to increase, and that's why you have a lower pressure at initial condition and final more pressure than at the final condition. So this is a heating process. Similarly, this process can be represented on a TS diagram as shown in figure. This is our initial state having low temperature, low entropy. As we supply heat, the temperature goes on increasing. You have final temperature T2 which is more than T1, and final entropy which is greater than initial. So this is the PV diagram and TS diagram for this process. Now I have considered here heating process, but it is not mandatory that always you have a heating process for a constant volume. You can have a cooling process as well, means heat rejection by a heated gas at constant volume. So you have that process similar to this one, but the direction will be different. So this is 1 and this is 2. So you have decrease in pressure due to rejection of heat. Similarly, I can have this as a process in which you have, this is one state and this is 2, that is final, and the heat is rejected, so the temperature is decreasing. In order to avoid confusion, I am not showing this diagrams because I am only considering the heating process. So this is the diagrammatic representation. Now applying the first law. As per first law of thermodynamics, any closed system undergoing a process, first law can be given as Q equals to delta U plus W. Here Q is the amount of heat supplied, delta U is equals to change in internal energy of the stationary or closed system, plus W is the amount of work done by that system. Now W for any closed system is obtained by a formula integration P dV. Putting our conditions here, it becomes integration 1 to 2 P dV, which is equals to 0. Now why I am writing this W equals to 0? As we have mentioned that volume is remaining constant, so the change in volume dV is equals to 0. When I say dV is 0, the complete term becomes 0, so the work done by the system is equals to 0. So there is no work obtained during a constant volume process by the system. So this is the value of W. Substituting this value in this equation, we get Q equals to delta U. This becomes 0. So delta U is nothing but given by formula M into CV into bracket T2 minus T1. So this is the equation of amount of heat supplied during a constant volume process. Here M represents the mass of the gas in our system, CV represents the specific heat capacity at constant volume of the gas which we are considering here, T2 is the final temperature after the process, and T1 is the initial temperature of the system before the process is started. Now we all know that area on PV curve, area on the PV diagram, area under it represents the work done. Here this is our PV curve and there is no area below it because area is of 2 dimensions. So here we don't have any 2 dimension, we get only a straight line which is not a 2 dimension geometry, and that's why we are not having any area. So if there is no area available on PV diagram, means work is not available, and that's why the W is equals to 0. Similarly, on a TS diagram, area under the curve represents the amount of heat. As you can see here, if I draw the lines here, I get certain area. This is the area. So this area is nothing but amount of heat. As we are supplying it, so this is the amount of heat supplied, and that is obtainable by the formula Q equals to mCV T2 minus T1. So this value is going to be positive as T2 is greater than T1. M is also a real number, so this will be always positive, CV is always positive. So the total of this, the output of this value, this complete formula will be a positive number. So this is all about a constant volume process. We have calculated W, we have Q, and we have delta U. So this was all about constant volume process. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe our channel and stay connected with us. Thank you.